Yes, chef.
With Ryan.
It is Tuesday, and that means it is the time to warm ourselves up with some actual food in the studio. Ryan's here, our global chef as well. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning, Peter. How are you today?
I'm amazing, but how are you on your special day?
You know, it's going to be a good birthday today.
Yeah, you got a good feeling?
Yeah, I'm working most of the day, but, you know, I love what I do, so...
You've got your Brazil soccer shirt on for any particular reason?
Because... That's funny. I was... Do your kids, when it's their birthday, do they say, I want to wear this?
Of course, yeah. They can wear whatever they like on their birthday.
Absolutely, right?
Is that your thing?
Yeah, this is my oldest shirt. You know, I was an exchange student when I was a kid in Brazil, and
wow. So this is from. Wait, I can see it's all frayed now. Looking at it closely,
I've had this thing repaired a few times. Yeah,
Wowzers.
it's been through a lot.
Are we talking 15 years plus?
Yeah, at least, yeah.
Wow, and it still fits, though. That's a testament to you keeping it in shape.
Yeah, this was a gift from one of my Brazilian, host sisters, you know. And,
lovely.
And it's a big deal, the official jersey of that year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The yellow of, what do they call their team? Isn't it the Selcao or something like that? I don't know. They got a nickname. But anyway, Brazil, known for its football. I love it that you still... Do you wear that on many birthdays, then?
Oh, no. I was like, what am I going to wear today? And I just... Yeah, I want to wear this.
Yeah.
It's my birthday and I want to wear what I want to wear.
You can do whatever you want today, Ryan. Our listeners are so on the ball. They were like, they're messaging us from before the show saying it's Chef Ryan's birthday. Yeah. I don't know how they do it. How they find out.
I gotta say, the birthday video, thank you guys so much. That was, I was just in traffic driving up. And I was able to watch it. It just cracked me up. It was awesome.
I'm gonna have to check that out as well. You're gonna have to show me, Ryan. Lots of singing and dancing going on in there. Yeah. Okay, it is cold now in Korea. We had the major snowfall yesterday. Did you get stuck in any traffic or anything, Ryan? Was it all right?
No, my truck's got 4-wheel drive, baby.
Oh, nice. So you can go anywhere, up the mountains or whatever.
I'm happy.
But it's pretty freezing cold this morning. I saw some ice on the roads because it was -4 or 5. This food that we're talking about today, in particular this dish, is perfect for me, in my opinion, in the winter. It's amazing.
And often what you'll have when you have these, it's just like on the street, it's really cold. You just kind of huddle into one of those little food stands, and get some hot food, and you get the broth.
Yeah.
And they've got these cups right there, and I've always thought it's one of the coolest things, you know. You pay 50 cents maybe for a little stick with fish cake on it.
Yep.
And then you can just grab the cup and ladle some of the broth in. And it's that usual dashima yuksu, the usual broth that we talk about with the kelp and everything. And it's totally heartwarming and just... You know, so then you can keep walking down the cold street and be all right.
Yeah, and you can help yourself to as much as that broth as you like, pretty much, right? As long as you don't go excessive. Don't put it into a bottle and take it home or anything. But yeah, a few cups is absolutely fine. So, omukang, or fish cake soup, is what we're talking about today. For many Westerners who've maybe not had fish cake, even the name is a bit strange, isn't it? Like, they're thinking, is it a dessert, a fish cake? Of course not.
Well, we have crab cakes in the West, and they have a lot more ingredients in there. There's even some mayonnaise, some Dijon in there, lots of onion.
It is complicated to make one, yeah.
It's a bit more, and it's not, these are really you make them usually in a food processor.
Okay.
And so it really gets whipped up with flour and starch and then a little bit of onion, garlic, and then combination of fish, squid, and even shrimp too.
You can just put in whatever you like, basically.
Well, kind of, sort of. It is, you got to play with the texture because you want them to have kind of a pop, which has to do not only with the ingredients inside, but also how quickly you cook them.
I see.
You want to drop them into nice boiling water, so that they'll have that nice, when you cook a shrimp properly, it has that nice little pop, and then it's tender.
Of course.
And that's what you're going for. So I've got a few different kinds here.
That you made at home?
Yeah. People don't usually make these. People usually buy them, and then they're cuter. These aren't the most beautiful things in the world. The ones that you buy, they'll have like color put into them to make it look like a squid or look like shrimp or something.
They're cut into nice shapes and stuff like that. They're aesthetically pleasing.
Right, yeah.
These not so much, but I'm sure they're going to be tasty, right? And the reason people don't make them, I think, is because they're so cheap to buy here,
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
And you can get the packs where they have even like the soup ingredients in a little sachet, and then you just put that in, boil it up with the fish cakes, and it's such a hearty meal with a bowl of rice, and that's it.
Yeah, cheap, delicious, hearty. And in the wintertime, you'll see in some of the big markets, you know, like what's
Norangjin?
Yeah. You're walking through the big market, and they'll be making these on the spot on the great big sticks,
really,
and then frying them.
Oh yes, I've seen that.
I've got some here that are fried, and I've got some that are boiled. You'll find all of it together in an omuktang. So.
Yeah, definitely. And you're right. The ones on the sticks, you know, at the Hugeso, at the service stations on the motorway, they'll sell them. Aren't they called like hot bar or something? Like that?
Yeah.
And it's just a fish cake on a stick, like a corn dog almost.
It really is. Yeah, and there's all different kinds, and you just kind of look at them and see which one looks the best to you.
Yeah, I must say personally, I like the one with a bit of spice in, like with a bit of chili pepper cut into it.
We've got that in the sauce. You gotta have the dipping sauce.
Oh, lovely jubbly. Okay, so we're gonna give this a try, Ryan. You got 2 little bowls there. Are they both the same thing?
Yes,
nice.
They are.
So a little personal one today. Thank you.
So there's a hot broth in here, and I hope everything's still hot. I did try my best here, but yeah, so the broth is, you know, you take the mjölci or the dried anchovies, right?
And it's a clear broth, right?
Right. And you get some daikon radish or the Korean mu in there, onion. I'll throw in some extra things sometimes. I'll throw in some dried shiitake mushrooms.
Oh, that's nice and exotic.
Yeah, just maybe, you know, what garlic goes in there. Definitely you need the kelp, which you can get dried, and that's what normally goes in. We don't usually put in fresh kelp when making these.
No, and then so this one is the boiled one, the one that's a bit paler in colour.
Yes, that's
and
correct.
So the fish that you put in here, Ryan, could you describe exactly what you put in and what parts? Is it the good meat of a fish that you put in here?
Yeah, actually, I got a whole cod yesterday, a small one, but a whole cod for about $7.
Wow!
From my fish ladies yesterday, and also a squid. And about 10 shrimp. So I would say that these have about 400 grams or so, or 300 grams or so of cod, and then about the same of the squid and the shrimp.
They taste really nice and a little bit healthier. They taste than the ones that you get in the shop, which can sometimes be on the salty side as well.
Well, they always put a little bit of the dashi stuff that has the MSG. Yeah, because I mean it's a flavor enhancer and people enjoy it. I prefer not to use that and try to get the flavor in other ways.
Yeah. This is kind of for anyone who's not tried fish cakes before. I don't know, it can be a bit off-putting, like just seeing it. I guess you're right, they do have crab cakes, which are very popular in the West as a starter or something like that. But they have a very different texture to it. They're much heavier and thicker than like a crab cake, which can sometimes be a bit light and fluffy in some ways. To me, it kind of is like a seafood sausage almost.
Yeah.
Like
definitely.
It's that kind of equivalent. Like you also even in the West, you get these little sausages that actually look exactly the same as these fried fish cakes, the chipolatas, you call them, the little ones. But yeah, I'm guessing that compared to pork meat and stuff like that, it's a bit healthier because it's seafood. And
absolutely, yeah.
And are there many calories in these? I often thought if I eat too many of these, it's not going to be good for me.
Well, the deep fried stuff, of course, there are, but
on
try
the deep fried one then.
They're better.
Yeah, because the texture is different, like on the outside and the inside.
Well, I'll confess, actually, right now, I think I put a little bit too much starch and flour into the boiled ones, but the fried ones I left it out.
Oh, they're really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
You really do. When you're making this, you have to kind of play with that balance. So what I would do is mix in just a little bit of flour and cornstarch with say 300 grams of each of the 3 seafoods, the shrimp, the squid, and the cod, or any kind of whitefish. Then I would do maybe about a quarter of a cup or so of AP flour and a quarter of a cup of potato starch, if you can find it, or sweet potato starch, or cornstarch is okay too. Mix that all together in your food processor.
Yeah.
And then go ahead and boil some of those, fry some of those, check the texture, and see how it is. And then you can add a little bit more.
How long do you need to boil them for? Not long, right?
Oh, I'd say maybe a minute and a half. They'll start to float when they're getting done. Yeah. And you can take one out and break it open, and you can tell real easily if it's cooked all the way through.
Okie dokie.
Another nice trick on the boiled ones is if you drop them in boiled water, get them done, and then drop them into ice water. Then they'll have this really nice pop texture. Ooh. And then you can put them back into your soup later when you're heating up your broth.
Just before you're going to eat it for a nice little bit of bite to them. This is so good in the winter. There are some places in Korea, like you said, there are the street vendors which often sell them. Often with tteokbokki, the rice cakes, the spicy rice cakes, they'll have the omuk on the stick, and the great little kind of big deep bowl where you can ladle out the soup yourself. But the place that I like going to in the winter are the actual like omuk chibs, and they sell alcohol with the omuk, and they'll have this shared kind of omuk tongue in front of you. So it's got the broth inside, and then you choose off the menu which omuks you would like to buy, and there's often the colourful ones, you know, and they've sometimes got a bit of cheese inside as well.
Which and you can get this great big bowl loaded with all different kinds.
And then you just pick out your sticks, and then you pay for it afterwards. It's a great little like community way to eat almost. You're almost sharing that bowl in the middle. Oh, it's so good. With some warm sake. I'm sorry that's not Korean, but when it's warm and it goes together with that as well, it just tastes absolutely delicious.
Yeah, I think I've seen that sometimes when you go out to the mountains for snow skiing or snowboarding out here, and yeah, you'll have the sake with it too. And it man, when you're really cold out on the mountain all day, and then you go in and have something like that, it's just perfect.
It is absolutely perfect. There are some places now that sell the omuk like almost as a snack by itself without any soup, as well as on the sticks. There's some places, I think it's a brand from Busan, and it's at the KTX station, and then you just buy these different omuks that are basically these little square rectangle shapes, and you just eat the whole thing, and that's like a snack instead of a sandwich or something like that, and it's pretty filling as well. Well,
you've got your flour in there, so you've got your starch, and then you got all that protein, and then salt, white pepper, garlic, onion.
What's not to like? Give it a try. If they don't sell fish cakes where you're from, this is a pretty simple recipe to put together, as long as you've got a food processor, right?
The food processor really does help, because you want to pulverize all that protein. And squid, if you're just using knives, squid, it takes a little while to get it that way.
No, to get it tiny, that would take ages, right? Okay, in part 2, we're going to talk a little bit more about the fish cakes. Let us have any questions or any fish cakes that you have in your country. How do you cook them? How do you prepare them? How do you eat them? We'd love to know. And then we'll also get to what's in your fridge. Remember, it is Ryan's special day, so any birthday greetings will be welcome too. Why don't we play some Block B? This is Her. We're back for part 2 of Yes Chef with Ryan here, and lots of messages. We're talking about the fish cake soup, or omuk-tang, and it is absolutely delicious. Especially, I've got to say, I way prefer the deep fried ones from the shops, and also here as well. They've just got an extra layer of goodness to them.
That's your love for fish and chips,
There you go. That's it stems from anything deep fried.
I don't know, how often do you get to paint your food before you eat it? This is kind of cool.
That's lovely that you got the little brush there as well. I do like that. Sometimes on the sticks, the fish cakes on the sticks, they will put on the ketchup on those, like the kids, and I think that really doesn't go well together, but they love it. Yeah, it's like a hot dog for them, isn't it? Well, I guess each to their own, right? Will in Canada says, happy birthday, Chef Ryan. This is what, your 27th? You look at least 25. I hope you enjoy your birthday and have a fantastic year to come. Oh, Ryan, can I ask, as a kid with a birthday so close to Christmas, wait, I think it's one of my best friends in the UK's birthday, today or tomorrow. I always get it mixed up. Oh, that's not interesting. But anyway,
Peter's going to get in trouble.
I am, yeah. I haven't sent a card or anything. But how did your parents treat it? As two completely separate events, or did they kind of mulch it together?
I'm a very fortunate person. My parents are amazing people. So they never let it meld into one.
Okay.
Actually, it was a great thing because, when we were kids and we wanted some great big Lego or G.I. something pretty expensive, right? Or a video game that was kind of pricey, I'd be like, well, I could have my Christmas and birthday combined, and then I could get that, right?
Yeah.
So spoiled rotten. Even one year, My brother's birthday and my sister's too are both in the summer, so they could always have pool parties. And I could never have a summer pool party. So one year I had a half birthday. Who does that?
A half birthday?
One year I had a half birthday, and we told kids not to bring presents, but they still did. So I had a half birthday and pool party.
In summer?
I did. Spoiled rotten.
And then you had the other half.
7 years old or something, and I had a half birthday.
That's a brilliant idea, but yeah, I don't know how you'd have just half as much fun.
It's not right, but I was very fortunate.
What a lucky child you are, Ryan. Will goes on to say, for those boiled fish cakes, what do you use, or what ingredient that you mentioned is like the binder that holds everything together?
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention the egg white. Yeah, egg white. There's about 2 egg whites that went into these as well. Okay. So around a quarter or a third a cup of flour, a third a cup of the starch. That's also like glue, right? And then all the moisture that's in the seafood, you don't have to add any water to it or anything like that. Okay. They stay wet. The tricky part is actually when you're trying to get them into the oil or into the water and trying to make them into shapes. You notice mine aren't real adorable here, but you know, when you take 2 spoons, when you take 2 spoons, usually bigger than this, and just kind of keep folding through. I don't know if folks can see what I'm doing here.
They are
right now,
watching,
but when you kind of just fold them over, you may have seen chefs do that with ice cream in the past or something like that.
That reminds me of these shapes.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent way, and then you can just push it off the spoon into the. Another trick is you take a spatula and have it flat on the spatula, and then take a knife and maybe dip the knife in hot water. But then just kind of roll it off the spatula, and it'll do this little roll thing, and then straight into the oil or into the water.
But handling these with your actual bare hands is not advisable.
Do not advise that.
Are they too sticky?
One other thing you could do is a piping bag, you know, like you do, and you could maybe get little balls.
Yeah, I've seen the little ball fish cakes.
Pop them in there, yeah.
I just assume, because I've obviously never made it, you just do it in your hand, but that would be so sticky and gross, right?
Yeah, I'm afraid that wouldn't work too well, yeah.
Okay. No egg yolks in here.
No egg yolks,
just
the whites.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Yeah. Ros from the US says, fish cakes are not something I have tried, but it's certainly something I'm looking forward to trying. I didn't realise, oops, that was my spoon doing a little jump off there. I didn't realise there were so many ways to prepare them. So many different ingredients you can put inside as well. I've seen actual prawns with fish cake wrapped around them, you know, as a kind of almost a batter. Yeah, then you deep fry those. That's pretty decent as well. Some chili peppers in some of them, some cheese as well, Ros. We got a message from Annie as well from Singapore, who said, good morning, Chef Ryan. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. And the armuk looks delicious. I like armuk and all kinds of fish cakes, especially, though, the fried ones. I think everyone's favourite, right?
Deep fried food is good.
It is good. Siska says, happy birthday. You're wearing my favourite colour today. I wish you a fantastic birthday, surrounded by lots of good food and many good people. Yeah, what's your birthday dish going to be today then, Ryan? You know, birthday boy gets his birthday food.
Oh, I'm working. I'm teaching a lab class later today. And we are going to, I found some cauliflower, which is kind of rare to see in Korea. So we're going to do a cauliflower puree. I'm probably going to pick up some really nice steaks today at the big garakshijang.
Okay.
And I'm not sure which cut of meat yet, but I just feel like going all out and having fun.
And cooking yourself on your birthday.
Oh, yeah. Well, for the class, I'll do a demo, and then the students will make theirs, and we'll all enjoy together.
Share it together. Oh, that's nice. Nice way to spend your birthday. Siska says, as a present, I won't make you suffer my fridge today. And for the fish cake soup for today's food, is my favourite food. Always nice to eat it with tteokbokki together. Yeah, you'll often get the fish cake itself in the tteokbokki, you know, the little strips of it, which taste brilliant together. And I really love the soup's taste, especially when you drink it in cold weather. Anyway, I call it odeng. Is it the same as omuk? Well, odeng, I think, is a Japanese origin for the word, right? And omuk is the Korean version.
Yeah, that confused me for a while here too. Actually, I was like, "Oh, omuk? Oh, odeng. Okay, yeah." That's just kind of the more common one that you might hear sometimes.
Yeah, I think the government at least is trying to phase out the Japanese origin phrases and replace it with the Korean. But anyway, same thing we're talking about. Oh, the fish cake is different. It's not the one that I was imagining. The long, thin strips of it, which is the same thing though, isn't it? It's just...
Those have more flour in them.
Oh, I see.
They do. They're a lot more bready. Yeah.
To get them into those long strips. strips.
I'm not sure how that. I mean, that's a processed food, right? So I'm not sure exactly how that gets made, but yeah, they definitely have more flour content to them.
And Siska says these look like the Indonesian bakso and siomay, and it really makes me hungry.
I think those are in balls too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen those in Indonesian restaurants. I think fantastic. Okie dokie. So those are our messages to do with fish cakes. If you want to check out this video, then look out on YouTube in the next day or so. We'll upload it there as we have with all our Yes Chefs, so you can check it out because we had the camera in the studio. We got to try it as well. I got to tell you what it tasted like personally. Really delicious. And if you're watching us on YouTube right now, tune in every day to Arirang Radio's #DailyK from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. KST, and you can learn all about Korea and its culture in a fun and informative way. Okay, Ryan, now for what's in your fridge. We got quite a few.
Yeah, no, this is a good one here too. Hi, Heidi. We've got oh goodness. All right, there's kimchi, there's onion, there's hot chili, there's some fish cakes. Cool. All right, chicken leg meat. And she says that she and her husband love spicy food.
Okay.
So, you know what? Okay, if your chicken leg meat is boneless, which I often see that here, so it might be. It's not too hard to debone a chicken leg, but you can do it where you pull the leg meat through. You pull the leg bone through the meat, and it leaves it with that pocket. We may have mentioned this before once, but you're left with this nice pocket. And with the kimchi, and I hope it's kind of sour kimchi, that would be really nice. If you chop that kimchi up, and first chop up the onion, get that soft in a pan with a little bit of oil, and you can use the hot chilies in there as well, and get those softened up. Then add in the kimchi, get all those flavors to come together. You could use the fish cake here too. I would again dice it up and mix all that together, and then take that as your stuffing and stuff it into kind of where that bone was on the leg.
Oh, wow.
And then the thigh meat, if you have the thigh meat there too, you kind of wrap that around.
Okay.
And if you have a little cotton string or butcher's twine, you can tie it. You don't have to tie it though. It'll stay together pretty well, especially if you drop it in a hot pan and sear it on all sides and then finish it off in the oven.
How long does it take in the oven? I'm always worried about those things because I never know if it's cooked like all the way through.
Well, don't put the filling, don't put the kimchi and the onion and all that in there really cold. Okay. Because that will definitely slow down your cook time.
Sure. So after you've cooked it, like put it kind of straight in.
Put it straight in, wrap it up, sear it on the outside. And your searing time will, if you're searing it really hard on every side, then your oven time's going to be down. But let's say you do a minute on each side in hot oil and get it that nice crispy brown color, right?
Oh, lovely.
And then pop it in the oven. And usually for the chicken sizes that we see commonly in Korea, you're looking at maybe, I'd say 17 minutes or so in the oven at about 190 degrees Celsius.
Okay, not too long.
And that should be plenty good. If you have a thermometer handy, you can hit it, and for Celsius, you want it to be 69 degrees.
Inside?
In the thickest part of the meat.
Is that the key, 69?
For chicken, yes, in Celsius.
That's a good tip, isn't it? Yeah, I'll have to get myself a thermometer. Heidi, I hope you try that out, and if you post up a picture, we'd love to share it with our other listeners and with Ryan as well. I've got a what's in your fridge from Guna, Tasha in Spain, who says, hello, happy Tuesday. No need to ask you how you are today, Ryan. I'm fairly sure you will be well, as it should on your birthday. Though, Peter, I'd like you to sing a bit of a song for Chef Ryan.
Oh, God.
Don't worry, I'm amazingly tone deaf, so you'll sound like an idol. Hey, you don't need to be tone deaf for me to sound good. I'm a very good singer, thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to give it a go. This is for you, from Tasha. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, super chill, awesome and amazing Ryan. Happy birthday to you. That wasn't bad, was it?
Thanks, Tasha. Thank you, Peter.
Wasn't the worst birthday song ever.
That was awesome, man.
No, good. No fridge suggestion today, but instead, I would like to share a dish I call the Ryan. It's a special recipe. You have a dash of wit, a smidgen of savvy, a few handfuls of humility, and the same amount of talent. Mix it up with some thoughtfulness and season with a kind heart. Put it in the oven for a bit and serve whilst piping hot. Wishing you an amazing day and an even better day, Ryan. Enjoy, Tasha. Oh, that's so sweet, isn't it?
Thank you very much.
Ryan, yeah, I love how humble you are and how when we compliment you, especially for your appearance and stuff, you're really shy about taking compliments. I love that. That's so lovely. I thought by your age, you would have got so many compliments about your cooking and your looks that you'd be a bit arrogant. But you're not at all. You're a lovely, lovely fella. I'm actually curious about how old you are today, but I will not ask a gentleman for his age.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
You got some other what's in your fridge?
I do. I have this one's hilarious. Roz sent this in. She says she's got flour, eggs, sugar, granulated and powdered, butter, vanilla, baking soda, milk, salt. Also dark chocolate chips, ginger, carrots, fruit, cream cheese, and additional items. A lighter, candles, and a bunch of people to yell surprise. I think she's trying to get me to make a cake with this.
Yes.
Those are all the perfect ingredients to make a nice cake. I would definitely throw in, well, you know what? Do you like carrot cake?
No.
You don't?
Because it says carrot on it.
Oh, no.
My wife loves it, but doesn't it taste a bit carroty, right?
Oh, boy. Man, I keep thinking I've had the best carrot cake ever, and then I have another one, and I'm just blown away even more.
Are you a fan of them in general?
If you have a really good... For my dad's 60th birthday, we all met up in Colorado a couple years ago, and we just had the most amazing carrot cake. So moist. Cream cheese frosting. If you've never had cream cheese frosting and carrot cake, it's just phenomenal. So yeah, I love those. Also the chocolate. I'm actually not a big cake person, but carrot cake is one that I really do like.
So with those ingredients and just a bit of carrot, is that almost enough?
Yeah, I'm not an expert on desserts really, but yeah, you've got everything that you need here for a nice cake with the granulated sugar, the eggs, the flour, vanilla, a little baking soda, sure. Milk, salt, yeah, totally.
Nice.
Those are cake ingredients, man. There's a lot you can do with flour and butter and eggs.
There is a lot you can do, isn't there? I didn't realize, but just with those kind of 3 or 4 things.
Yeah,
so
I
many
mean,
desserts.
when you're talking about breads, you're really talking about like 3 or 4 ingredients, but you've got so many different kinds of breads you can make.
Depending on like the way you cook it and the proportions,
the timing,
unbelievable stuff. Roz, thank you for that. That's very sweet of you as well to wish Ryan a happy birthday. And we've also got something from Audrey, right, in France.
We do. And thanks again, Audrey, for that amazing video. I heard that you did all the editing on it. That was really sweet.
That is sweet
and hilarious. Okay, so Audrey has a lot of protein today. There's beans, pork loin, pork rinds. Do you like pig skins? Do you like pork
I
rinds?
love them so much. The
Really?
dirty kopchil here. But I don't like that. They sometimes sell it as a muchim.
Navigating what Peter likes and doesn't like is like a minefield. I never know.
It's a bit
like
unpredictable.
Carrot cake, no. Pork rinds, yeah.
Have you seen the places here? They sell it with the nipples on.
Yeah.
And apparently that's the good bit. Like, seriously.
That's hilarious. Yeah, the first time they were like, I'm going to give you the good part.
Yeah.
I was like,
what
okay,
is that?
Thanks.
Yeah. And I've tried it. It doesn't seem particularly good to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's
not
not
makes
bad.
sense that there's more fat right there.
Around that area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. All right, so pork rinds, knuckle of pork, like chokpal, and duck or goose confit. Pork sausage, garlic, onions, carrots, salt, pepper, thyme, bay leaves, and parsley. With this kind of list, goodness, there's not any starch here other than a little bit in the beans. You know what I'd want to do is probably, render off the bacon a little bit. Just because it's winter and it's so cold outside here, what I would do is make kind of a little stew.
Okay, that's nice.
Simple elements, but start off with the bacon and the onions and garlic and saute that down. Get your herbs in there, bay leaf, salt, pepper, thyme. Hold off on the parsley, though, until a little bit later. Then you can add in your pork loin, throw in the beans, saute that all together for a little bit. Then put over your water, or if you have some stock available, throw that on top. Let that simmer for a very, very long time.
Like hours.
Yeah, and just let it all get super, super tender together. And then throw on your parsley. And then take those crispy, crunchy pork rinds and just crush them up, and then sprinkle them on top with that parsley
to like finish it off.
And if you have any citrus or vinegar, I would kind of drizzle that onto the parsley and the pork rinds with a little bit of salt, and that just becomes kind of like your topping garnish for the whole thing.
Oh, brilliant. A lovely winter stew. Do you have, or have you come across pigs in blankets, Ryan?
Of course, yeah.
The sausages wrapped in bacon. Is that a thing in the US?
Absolutely. We'd have Christmas parties, for all the folks my parents would work with throughout the year. And they'd come over every Christmas, and we'd always have the pigs in a blanket. I'd help make them. Really, really simple. Just the little sausages, you know, and then wrap them up with the dough that comes in the tube, you know, and you pop it, and you like kind of a croissant kind of dough, and
then the bacon around. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, so delicious. I would do that with that.
That's a little
ingredient.
Nostalgia there for you, isn't it, Peter?
It is, yeah. In the British Christmas, that's what they always do. But they have them like pre-prepared in the supermarkets. I know it's not that difficult, but it's just one layer of difficulty removed. So I don't do them in Korea at all. Like
every
ever.
Christmas party, I would probably eat half that platter. But don't eat all those.
You get a heart attack. But no, it is delicious. Audrey, thank you for that. I think that fridge is a kind of dedication to you, Ryan. What she's saying she would like you to have on your birthday. So.
She knows what I love. There's a lot of things on here that I love. Yes.
That is lovely, isn't it? Roz from the US says, Ryan, really happy birthday. So glad that you liked the birthday video from the Six Star Sisters and the two Panda Boys. Siska also says, and Siska's always very polite, Peter, you sing so lovely for Ryan. Hashtag always and in my heart, Ryan. Hope you love our little video for you. I hope you have a fantastic day today, Ryan. We've got one last dedication, actually, from Siska, who gave us a song request. This song is perfect for you. It's Yoriwang, or like Cooking King. Yeah. The English title is Cooking Cooking. It's from Super Junior's Happy. Have a fantastic day, and you will be back next week.
Absolutely, I'll be here.
Oh, that's going to be the day after Christmas, Boxing Day.
Let's do it.
I don't know what we're going to do for the ingredient. Who knows? Anyway, we'll look forward to that. One last time. Happy birthday, Ryan.
Thanks, everybody.
Here's some Super Junior Happy. This is Cooking Cooking.